So I get asked to make my yellow split pea with spinach soup quite often. So I'm going to attempt, well, I'm going to show you how I make it. It may or may not have measurements in it, but if you see me and see the amount that I'm putting in there, you can kind of guesstimate. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try, y'all. I'm going to try. Really, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to measure, but I'm going to show you what I put in it, how I cook it, blah, blah, blah. All right? You ready? With me? All right, let's go. Let's cut an onion, shall we? When I cut an onion, I leave this part on, the root part, because this helps everything stay together as you're cutting through it. You ever try to cut an onion and it just falls all over the place? Okay, so you leave the root intact. So I'm pretty sure that I've showed you before, but a lot of people keep asking me, so you know what? Let's do it again. So I cut off that end, I stand it up, I cut through the root, cut it in half. Then I peel the part that you don't want to eat. Okay? And there's no getting around you having onion fingers. There's no getting around that. If you're going to cook, just know that you're not going to smell like perfume. Just know you're going to smell like onions and garlic. And get over it. Let me turn my pot on. Okay, have that at low. All right. You take this. Depending on how small you want, if you want, let's do a small dice. So you're going to cut not all the way through, not all the way to the root, but you're going to cut depending on the size that you want. So you wasn't supposed to go all the way through. Bad Tresia. Let's just make believe that didn't happen. Okay? Let's get rid of that because it's just going to keep sliding. It's going to annoy me. All right, you have this part, right? I have one slice through here. Then you're going to go lengthwise. And like I said, depending on how big you want your dice, that's how wide apart your lengthwise slices are. Once you do that, fingers like this. If you have fingers like this and you're cutting, all you're going to hit against is your knuckle. You're not going to chop your fingers off or your nails. Which is why you can't have nails in the kitchen, because it just get in the way. All right, curl your fingers. Slice. And you have pretty little, uniform, for the most part, dices. Okay? We just diced an onion. Oh, missed one. Okay. Let me get some oil in my pot. A little bit. I would say that's 1/3 of a cup. Y'all keep tally for me, okay? Whatever measurement I say, you just write it down, and then at the end of the video, you comment and let me know exactly how much I used. Add it all up for me, because you know what? Math and I are not friends at all. So this is this already had a wide size, so we're going to do again length size. I'm going slow so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we have half an onion in the pot. I should have a garbage bowl. Rachel Ray says you're supposed to have a garbage bowl, so you don't have to walk back and forth to the garbage can. And that is wise advice. All right. Some celery that I already prepped. We're going to take a handful of celery. Handful of celery. That goes in as well. We're going to take a thyme sprig, a nice one. When I say nice, I'm talking about nice. Like that. Nice thyme sprigs. Throw that in there. I'm going to take a red pepper. I use red and green for the color as well as the flavor. Food has to be pretty, y'all, because you know most of you won't even attempt to taste anything if it looks funny. I watched this Diners, Drivers, and Dives show quite a few years ago, and I forgot where he was. Of course, I forgot where Guy was. Of course, he was at some diner, and they had a dish called the garbage pail. And basically, they just threw all breakfast ingredients onto the flat top and cooked it together. Hash browns, home fries, bacon, eggs, peppers, cheese. It looked disgusting, but can you imagine how that tastes? Okay, so we have 1/4 of a red pepper. No, I'm going to use the whole half because I already have it cut. Why waste it? No waste, people. No waste. Especially now that we may have to go into lockdown again. Don't waste anything. You know what else it's a good time for? If you can afford it, a deep freezer. Because, you know, we needs to be ready. All right. I have that in there. I have the red. I'm going to use maybe 1/4 of the green because it's bigger than the red, obviously. Clean that off. I hate this part. I always take that off. When I was at the World Trade Center, I used to get yelled at about throwing that away. I'm sorry. I don't care. How about that? How about I need all green and not the insides? Okay. We have 1/4 of the green pepper in. Let me zhuzh that around. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a second. Just want to make sure that I have everything in there. The minced garlic that I made a couple of days ago. I'm going to use a lot of it. That was about 1.5, maybe 1 tablespoon. Let's say 1 tablespoon. Are you keeping track, everybody? Please keep track, because I'm not. Also need a bay leaf. Just one will do. And then I need, of course, what do I need? Y'all know what I need. I need some turmeric. And I'm putting in it now because I wanted to toast along with the veggies. Okay, I want to start. We're going to use a scooping ½ teaspoon. We're going to use, nope, not that. Not that, people, not that. We're going to use some salt, of course, kosher salt. We're going to use a heaping ½ teaspoon of pepper. And I think that's it for now. But let me show you. No, I'm not going to show you yet because I did forget something. Coriander. Okay. We're going to use a teaspoon, a whole teaspoon of coriander. And a teaspoon of, do I not have any? Oh, a teaspoon of curry powder. These are all heaping teaspoons. When I say heaping, you see that? It's not level, it's not flat. Okay. Then I'm going to add the split peas. Let's measure it correctly, shall we? Okay, that's a little shy of a cup of yellow split peas. Throw that in there. So I want the split peas covered in that olive oil and the veggies and the onions and the garlic. I want it coated. Okay. Water. So this is what it looks like. See how beautiful and vibrant, colorful. Then we're going to add 4 cups of water. And we just let that cook until the split peas are soft. I'll be back.